Hi Virgo, welcome to July. I'm Ruby and this is Ruby Reads Tarot. Let's play some tarot, shall we? July is here. Mercury is in retrograde in the sign of Cancer. Eclipse season was potent energy. Sensitive, prone to cry. It'll happen. Cry it out. All of it. It's a fantastic time to release a lot of what you might have been holding on to. And I think if it hasn't been tumultuous, have you been doing it right? A lot of, I think, opportunities in July for you to see how that eclipse season might have been a bit of a wake-up call for you. And here you are, Virgo, in your magic. Back in your magic, Virgo. This is powerful. Are you ready, Virgo? Because if you've been focused on yourself, life's about to get really good. If you've been dedicated, if you've been focused, and if you've just really decided that the time really is now to make the magic happen, guess what? July is that month where you're making a lot of magic happen. Virgo, the power, the confidence, the good health, the high vibration, it's all there. You are in your confidence, Virgo. And I think a lot of that has to do with the amount of willpower you've had to show. The amount of will you've had to demonstrate to overcome a lot of what may have needed changing. This eclipse would have shown you just how powerful you are. This eclipse would have perhaps reawakened your ability, or to remind you of your capability. Page of Cups, there he is. You were waiting for a message of love. And I think you might have felt as if you'd lost hope. Mercury retrograde in the sign of Cancer has a message for you. It's a message of love. This is someone offering you a cup of love. And I think it might be something that feels really young, fresh, fun. Wheel of Fortune card, Virgo. Times are changing. A cycle has well and truly come to an end. It's the time for a new phase. It's a time for a beginning where financial abundance, good luck, good energy is sort of following you around. And I think you've brought a lot of this onto yourself. The work that might have meant that you are now this Page of Cups even. Looking at life again with a fresh, optimistic eye, understanding that it truly is your willpower, it is your energy that you cultivate within yourself that is able to really change things around for you. And there's a lot to be learned from this Page of Cups because he's willing, because he wants to. He's got that hunger for life. He's got that hunger, that thirst. He wants it. Once you decide you're ready for life and you really pour that energy into yourself and you're dedicated and you're committed and you just bust your own ass when you need to, things change up, and they change up like from night and today. July is fortunate. It's the beginning of summer. Naturally, this is a beautiful time for you. Prepare to flourish in all of your magic, in all of your magician quality. 10 of Cups, Virgo. This is happiness. Anticipate a lot of happiness in July. Family issues. If family situations were bad, this Mercury retrograde and then the shadow period helps you reconcile a lot of that. If you were looking for family, if you were searching for family, now is the time to go out and get it because the energy is right and you can get it. Who are these people? How is this situation? What does it look like? What do you want? Do you know? If you've always known and you've been calling it in and drawing it in and actually telling the universe, you know what, I'm ready for this commitment. I'm ready for this partnership. I'm ready to let go of everything that doesn't serve me because what I want is divine. What I'm searching for is divine. It's karmic, you know. It's written in the stars. I just cultivated it by being so kick-ass and in my own energy and just being so ready and thirsty for life. So, it looks as if karmic soulmates, twin flames are entering your life now, Virgo. July is about a lot of committed love. The real kind, you know, not the kind that makes you question whether or not you want this shit or not. It's the real kind. But a lot of that is your manifestation power. We've been talking about your pull. How strong is your pull? How strong is your will? Willpower. Willpower. This is a lot to do with your willpower. Wheel of Fortune makes me think forward movement. There's going to be a lot of pushing forward, and it might even mean that you're changing directions of your life in a massive way. Like the scenery around you is no longer the same. Okay. It's a point to be noted. I don't read reversals, but the Nine of Wands came in reverse. It's a point to be noted. Listen, problematic, burdensome energy. The thing with this Nine of Wands, you've got to remember that we have just come out of eclipse season. Mercury retrograde in general for Gemini and for Virgo makes us slow down. When we're slow enough, it gives us a chance to catch up with all of the things that we've willfully been ignoring. Mercury retrograde, whatever these burdens are, whatever the thing is, clear the closet. Clear it all up. It's time to let it go. It's time to move on. It's time to let yourself be free again. Because all of these extra burdens that you're holding on to, forgive yourself for them. You can't do anything about it now. This stuff gets accumulated to make you stronger. It is not there to make you feel wounded by it. And that is the ultimate lesson in it. Surrender yourself to freedom. Lighten the load. Give it to light. The Moon the Moon card and the Queen of Cups. Cancerian energy, water energy for sure. Connect with your feminine. This is a yang year. It is the year of the rat, which is about abundance, which is about, you know, surplus. It's about creating wealth. This month, July might need you to come from your yin. That being said, a lot of that might mean the empathy that you're displaying to those around you. But how empathic and how kind you are really to yourself. Can you forgive yourself? Can you let bygones be bygones? Can you stop holding yourself accountable to every little thing? Could you really let go of things that perhaps aren't yours to hold on to also? The thing is, the freer you are, the quicker you move. And you're working all this wonderful magic on yourself, and you've really been able to change your life around. But the thing is, you've got to be aware that this is like programming. You've got to repeat it again and again and again. You can't let the potential of becoming weakened in your practices, in your rituals, catch you up. And maybe this is practicing your rituals. What are rituals? It's actions we take to pour energy into a specific outcome. Get in tune with your inner knowing. Maybe spend a bit of time with your shadow side. What is it that you're doing that you know realistically might be a time for you to drop the wands on? Intuition. Are you listening to your intuition? There's a truth that is about your emotional life that is really pulling on your heart. And I think it might have a lot to do with how mindful you're being right now and how aware you are of your own consciousness. Don't get stuck in doubt or negativity. Don't get stuck in not bringing things to the surface and actually dealing with them correctly. Because I feel like you're growing. Your intuition is growing, your empathy is growing, your psychic skills are growing, you as a person are developing. And it's creating this charismatic charm about you. There's a message here, definitely. 4 of Wands, 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. You guys are headed towards like a lifetime partnership. And it might even be with a fire sign, somebody with fire in their chart, possible water sign also. But you hear from someone, you hear a message, and it's, let me move to another deck. You hear a message, and it's something quite fiery. It is something that is asking for a certain level of playfulness from you, Virgo. To release a lot of rigid energy. And to be quite playful. July is, I think, saying that as we come into Leo season, the more in tune you are with yourself and the more you're manifesting and making magic happen within your life, the more you're really taking time to take care of yourself. And I think a lot of that might even mean going back to basics, like sleeping on time and understanding that our body is really a piece of machinery and you've got to treat it in a fine way, you know? So taking care of yourself, not overindulging, drawing the line, being that disciplinarian when you need to be that person. But also, if you're really going to take on roles of responsibility, forgive yourself too. When you make a mistake and things don't necessarily turn out the way that they should for you, don't feel all the guilt. Guilt is something that you need to work on, I think. If you feel guilty for moving on from a situation where you might have been doing more than you should have, maybe taking care of people like you shouldn't because you know one's mom or dad, and unless you are like looking after your kids or something, you know, you don't need to baby other people. You don't need to baby adults. The service that you might have been providing, the joy, the levels of joy that you might have had. Listen, for this, there is a message that I am feeling very specifically with this 9 of Wands and this guilt card. Some of you are taking on the burdens of other people, right? You are doing more than you should be. And that has meant that you are now blocked and stuck in a situation where you may not be progressing like you should be. A lot of this is you thinking that you need to do more for others and not really let them do for themselves. So you might be enabling somebody and that is reverse blocking you, okay? So lighten the load. Truly give back people the ability to take care of themselves and maybe do a little bit more to take care of yourself, Virgo. If you are perhaps in a codependent situation where you perhaps are leaning too heavily on somebody else, it's time to really grab life by the reins and take more charge and more responsibility for your own energy, Virgo. And by that, I mean it's time to really get out of this situation, Virgo. This guilt that you might be feeling might be something that's holding you back in a way that is... it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. Service and joy. You got to get passionate about what you're doing. I have a feeling that you might be taking on more than you should. I really feel like this, Virgo. You're taking on more than you should. You're taking on more energy from other people than you should. You are reliving perhaps in the past. You are thinking or forgiving a situation that you know doesn't have a good outcome. And I think you're kind of ignoring the obvious. It might not be what you want to be doing this month, because with the joy card here, 10 of Cups, Magician, Wheel of Fortune, you've got every reason to be very happy, Virgo. You're actually letting a lot of things come into you, a lot of abundance come in, potential for a really nice relationship to come in, potential for some healing to come in. There is confidence here, but with that confidence there is discipline, the Magician's discipline. He's he's making his magic happen by process and understanding that sometimes processes need to be in place in order for you to be able to work your magic to your full potential. That's the real, art in the craft there. But it seems here that you are welcoming in a commitment that has the potential for longevity. This is like making a future that's based on joy, as opposed to making a codependent future that is based on carrying somebody else's burdens, or even being way overburdened and feeling guilted into it, or guilting somebody else into it. Service. We need to focus on this service card, because I'm curious as to whether or not this is you needing to focus on your craft more, your job, your work, what makes you, you know, in this experience, what is it that defines you? And there is a need for you to perhaps figure that out a little bit and spend more time doing that. What are you here for? What are you here to do? Light. You're here to spread the light, Virgo. You're here to shine that lamp of yours in this world, in this experience. So everything that is leading you to light, everything that is encouraging your light, everything that is drawing in light is what July is about for you. It is the initiation of summer. And I think when we have this solstice and we get through all of this eclipse energy, you're naturally going to be radiating. But that is if you surrender the guilt and the burdens. And I think this light that you're shining is going to be leading a lot of other people. And so what you're doing is really pouring a lot of good into the world. And make sure that with that good, it's backed up with good. Make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure you're sleeping on time. Your energy is your currency. That is what you have of value. And if it is sincere, if it is genuine, it's, you know, bringing the lightness to the table. And it is being able to offer and create goodness around you. Things will naturally radiate to you. Things will naturally gravitate to you. Things that you want, experiences. This is what you call manifestation, basically. Let's see what else I have for you guys for the month of July. Queen of Cups and the Moon card, for me, really is saying positive movement forward. This retrograde might find you moving. And it might be moving forward in a direction perhaps close to the sea, perhaps close to the sun, somewhere near boats, maybe going on a boat trip. Either way, you're moving forward in a direction that is really good for you. Wheel of Fortune. And I think it might catch you off guard a little bit. I don't think you were expecting this much goodness. And I think it would really serve you this month to function from a place of joy. Joy and passion makes your manifestations take place like instantly. But it's about getting into the zone. It's about being that Page of Wands, Page of Cups energy. Excited about life. And not really carrying like toxic stuff around with you. And this is entirely by your own like omission. This is you doing it yourself. And this is why I say to you, drop the burdens, because they're not yours to carry. Be as free as these pages. Be as young and youthful and full of life force energy. Because positive movement forward, if you were thinking to move, now is the time. It's going to be really good for you. Take the chance. Move. Go close to the sea. Go close to the sun. If you're not moving, at least take a break. Like, take a holiday if you need to. Solar plexus chakra. We need to do a lot of this sun meditation. Spending time in the sun, also drawing in solar energy. I think with the solar eclipse taking place on Sunday, it's a really nice idea to maybe call in some sun energy, if not spend some time in the sun. Otherwise, there are plenty of meditations here for you to do on the YouTubes for your solar plexus. That is where your, you know, the fire in your belly is. That's where your confidence comes from. Forgiveness. This Mercury retrograde might mean that you're really forgiving and letting go, especially of the guilt and especially of people that feel quite heavy or have been energy vampires or draining of your energy. And I think that forgiveness, it might mean that you are liberating yourself. It might mean that you are freeing yourself, that you are just not carrying the weight of it anymore. And it might be a surrender that you need to do. Dissipating and confusion. Don't be confused and don't waste time on this one, Virgo. Let's see what is the final outcome card I have for you guys. Let go of confusion. They all fell out. I'm not going to take any of those, but I will take the top one, which was the Strength card. By Leo season, be ready for movement. Be ready for this Ten of Cups. Be ready for this soulmate union. Things are changing, Virgo, in a really, really nice direction. Make sure, though, Magician energy, Solar Plexus energy, Strength energy, and the Wheel of Fortune. Move forward and do it confidently. And really be grateful for where you're at, because you've come a really long way, Virgo. And now is not the time to give into confusion or self-doubt. It's not the time for it anymore. You've done that. Moving on now. Bigger and better things to do now. Yeah? If you enjoy the reading, do give it a thumbs up. To book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com. I am Ruby. I love you guys so much, and I shall catch you again soon.